So if you've never seen a demon, I'm about to tell you what they're like. If you don't believe in demons, you probably don't believe in Jesus, because all throughout his earthly ministry, he was going around and healing people from demons and diseases. So I was gonna say maybe believing in Jesus is a prerequisite to knowing that demons exist, but that's actually not how it happened for me, because I didn't believe in either until I saw a demon, and that's actually what led me to Jesus. So let's get into it. So a little background, as a kid, I saw creepy things all the time, and I remember telling my friends at school I saw ghosts and stuff like this. I became really obsessed with the paranormal and learning how to protect myself against it. But these were like my parents' demons from what they were doing. I had no direct responsibility over what I saw there, but the first actual demonic experience I had as a somewhat adult, I was a teenager, and it was through sleep paralysis. I'll never forget, my room was in the basement at my aunt's house where I just moved in, and I remember thinking all the demons are gonna be left 45 minutes away where my parents lived. I had moved out of there. I didn't think anything was gonna follow me, but it did. So this night, I remember I was watching myself sleep, and I could feel this deep, dark, demonic presence in the room. And then I noticed from the corner that that's where he was. And it just became this mental battle of him telling me that he was stronger than me and just like trying to overpower me. And I was like, no, you're not. I'm gonna wake myself up. And he just got closer and closer and closer. And I just kept telling him that, no, I'm stronger and I'm gonna wake myself up. And finally I did. I was sweating, panting, and when I woke up, I still felt him in the room. So I slept upstairs that next day, and I wasn't saved at this point. I met a group of Mormons, and they laid hands on me, and I never saw that demon again. The next demon I saw wasn't until a few years later, after I'd already graduated college, and I was going through my super hippie yoga psychedelic phase. So I remember I was sitting out on this dock with this water, and this guy that was in our group started freaking out. And he asked me if I could lead him through some breath work because he knew he was like losing it. So he lays down, and the whole time I'm like, trying to bring peaceful energy, and I'm just feeling like I'm in the depths of the ocean with him, and I'm sensing like skulls around me. I don't really know. It was like a vision, but I wasn't like seeing it directly with my eyes. And then when he wakes up, I literally see like his jaws chattering, and this sea urchin like demon had taken him over. And I was so scared. I skirted home. I never really thought much more about this demon until later on when I was saved. When I was going through my new age phase, I was existing all around demons. I was literally playing with demons, and I didn't even know it. I had no clue. Sometimes I would even see these things, maybe not directly with my eyes, but like internally, like in a vision. Kind of like I explained in my first video, and I would think that they were, spirits or spirit guides or something like this. I had no idea it was a demon. But I forgot, this next one actually came before the sea urchin demon that I explained in part 1. This is when I first moved into this apartment. I was on my own, and I was trying to figure out how to live in this apartment and be happy. So I did psychedelics, hoping to have an epiphany or something. And I remember laying on my bed because I started to get really anxious. I was all alone, and I really wanted to hear from like a great mother or something. Like I was so sick of, like at that time I was so against Christianity that I wanted to hear from the aliens. I wanted to hear from the great mother. I wanted to hear from the spirit guides. So I remember I started to get really anxious, and I remember laying down on my bed, and right then, like I felt like God came behind me, and it was almost like I was in this lab, and I felt this like translucent, like white paper thing standing between me and him, like he was like on the other side of this. And I remember him telling me like you don't have to go in there. And I remember being like, no, God, like I don't want you right now. I want to know about the aliens. I want to know about the great mother. And so he let me go on my way. Once again, I didn't think much about this experience until later on when I was saved, and I was like, oh my God, you were there. You tried to protect me, and I didn't listen. But so anyways, I'm laying there, and it gets worse and worse and worse as the hours go by, because it is hours that go by. And this spaceship, like my eyes are closed, and this spaceship is like zooming towards me, and it's like, it's scary, it's terrifying, and I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. So I'm like doing everything. Like when I open my eyes, I don't see it. When I close my eyes, it's closer. So I know it's like coming in another dimension. So I get in the shower, and at this point in my life, I'm trying to figure out my purpose and all these things. So I'm asking all these questions out into the universe, but I wasn't asking God. So if you're asking these things, but you're not covered in the blood, you're not asking God, something else is gonna rush in and try to give you answers. So I was in the shower, and I remember like these demons came all around me, and I thought they were aliens. I know this sounds crazy, but they were like essentially telling me that I was meant to perform and like be sexual, and I was like this sexual kitty, and like all these just really terrible soul selling things. This is what the demons wanted me for. They wanted me to stay on that path. Demons love sexual immorality. It's like it's something that they feed off, like an energy they feed off of. So from the end of part 2, I was explaining how they were trying to convince me that I was meant to be in essentially the sex work world. They were trying to convince me that when I was seeking my life purpose and I was going to everything except for God, and I was super new age before Jesus. So the next time I was, like I said, I was going through this psychedelic phase, and I did psychedelics with this old boyfriend I had. And I remember we like turned the lights off, and it was just this super, like it was very sexually immoral. And I remember seeing these demons. It was like everything is black, right? Everything is pitch black, and these demons are neon colored. So they stand out. They're like these neon colors with like these striped things, like these like curly horns and these long tongues, and they've got these big vibrant eyes, and they were loving all the sexual immorality that was happening. They were just feeding off of it, and they actually had like Joker kind of vibes. This is how it was, and they were just like laughing, and I was laughing, and it was this, honestly, it's scary in retrospect because I was hardcore playing with them at this time. Okay, in the third and final demon, I haven't seen any demon like this one or any demon since this one, because this last demon is actually what led me to the Lord, because it was so scary, and it was in the same boyfriend. And I remember this demon, it was like a beast. This one was like a bigger demon than all the other demons I'd ever seen. And this one came through, and I genuinely remember it trying to steal my soul. And I don't even know where to start with this. I need to have a full testimony video, so subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't. But essentially, like, I was with this boyfriend, and he dimmed the lights, and I felt this like weird, eerie feeling where I was like distance from him. And then we were just looking at each other, and through his face, this demon started to appear, and it was like a warthog nose and like a wolf and a pig, and just like this overall like beast of a creature was coming out in him. And I remember like feeling like we were fighting this demon, and I remember this demon casting this illusion that he was strangling him, and I saw his eyes bulging and just all these crazy things. This is when I knew, okay, these are demons. I knew demons were real, and I knew I couldn't fight this on my own. And like I said, this is the demon that led me to Jesus.